I don't know, man. I'm like doing this all by myself today. Like, I don't, she, yes, I gave her the right address. It's not like I had to really worry about it. Oh, hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel. Unfortunately, I'm here by myself. Elle is kind of preoccupied at Anime Expo, or at least that's what I've been telling everyone. So while she's there, I'll be manning the ship alone. We're only going to cover 2 episodes instead of 3. The 2 episodes are going to be Built for Speed and, what is that other one? Bicycle Built for the Blues. That's episode 7 and 8 of Power Rangers Turbo. Stay tuned. Hey guys, so what happens when all of a sudden Adam wants to pretend he's a greaser from the 1950s and his friends start to get upriled and start a fight and then decide it's time to drag race to find out what man is better? Well, that's what happens today on Built for Speed. This episode was kind of interesting in some ways, only for the fact that, well, we've been learning to become accustomed to the cold open when it comes to Power Rangers. And this cold open was really interesting. There were callbacks to Twin Peaks. There were callbacks to a lot of other things where you're thinking to yourself, the audience that watches this show does not watch these other shows that you're giving us all the callbacks to. There are, of course, callbacks to Grease. If anyone watched Grease, you definitely remember it all, the whole sock hop and all that stuff that was going on. So this episode was interesting also for the fact that, well, we got to expand the world of Angel Grove. I had no idea they had a bluff. So it was interesting to know that the kids were like, yeah, I'll meet you. We're going to drag race at the bluffs. So you're willing to watch someone die just so you could say you're the better theater major. That's what the argument was about, right? No, I'm better at theater than you. Like, it's not something to really fight anyone for, really. It's usually something to kind of hide away and cower in shame. Not to tell everyone, this is what I am. I'm the biggest, baddest theater geek. There's no such thing. My thing that's always a problem is with Divatox. Divatox only has the detonators. That's her only kind of option. And it's just getting annoying knowing that every time there's a detonator, it's connected to something going on with the Rangers instead of just some random civilian. If she did it for a random civilian, it would actually work. She'd be able to be successful with her plan. But for some reason, she's just as obsessed with the Rangers as they are with being in charge and having power. So that's exactly what we deal with on this episode over and over again. Now, let me see. I'm looking at chat right now. I'm just curious, how many episodes do they do a week? Well, usually we do 3 episodes in 1 week. This week, we're only going to do 2 because it's only me, and I'm not doing 3 episodes. It's too much. I work alone today. I do what I want. Now, something that was interesting and fun for me on this episode was, you guys notice when Adam was having the kind of confrontation with the speed demon, immediately at first he looks at it, he figures out where it's going, and then he says, oh no, and he morphs. Right after he morphs, we go to a hard cut scene of him inside of his little go-kart chasing the speed demon, and it's established that they're in a race. I don't remember them saying anything concerning this. I don't remember them having a conversation saying like, okay, well now it's time to get you, but he just goes into it like they're having a great race and it's like wacky racers all over again. All I expected was either just, that Snidely Whiplash and the little laughing dog with the to throw a bomb at him while he was driving. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But what did happen is a big Mario Kart scene where they're riding after each other, and the Speed Demon has this kind of car that looks like it could be almost a truck, and it's just cutting through, and here comes Adam trying to stop him as much as he can. But yeah, I was not a big fan of that. I really wasn't at all. The car changer part was just kind of still weird, but still, I laughed at it, and I can live with that. I still don't know how he survived his suicide explosion now. When he realized he didn't win and his ego was crushed, and he was like, no! And he's standing in front of the barricade, and then he just falls and explodes. I don't understand how he didn't even notice that, and he just happened to get hit with the torpedoes and grow. I thought he was already dead. I mean, here's an explosion. You already ran into a wall. I'm thinking you're dead. That's all we have to worry about. He definitely was not dead, as we saw. He grew. There goes Snidely Whiplash. You guys tell me this did not look like Speed Demon driving right past, just like that, where the Green Ranger is right over there, right next to him in that little go-kart too. That thing, look how fast it goes. That's how fast it was going on the show. It wasn't going anywhere at all. And I just looked at it and I thought to myself, why is this the footage that they said we have to take? From everything else we can take, why must we have this footage for an episode? This season has shown to be so lazy. Like, no one wants to do anything. They, instead of calling in, they're just sending in old footage saying, here you go, that's part of the episode. Wait, you didn't write any dialogue. It doesn't matter. Just take it and go. It's going to be great. No one wants to be bothered anymore. Let me see what I'm seeing here in the chat still. Question, what time and what day is the Power Rangers going to show up in episode? Like, what time is it going to be and what day? Monday, today, Wednesday, Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. You mean like what time will we have a Ranger guest? Is that what you're asking? If so, I don't know. You'll find out when we find out. We tell you. It's pretty much how it works. You know how Joe runs things. This is what I feel like doing today. And that's what we're going to do. I don't argue with it. I'm happy to have a job. So, yeah, Elle is not there. So I'm only doing 2 episodes. That is right, Blur. Thank you for explaining it. Thank you guys for still tuning in. Yes, it is a Daniel Solo show. It's what you tune in for. It's sort of good stuff. We're just going to go ahead and cut through this, get you guys entertained, and then after that I'm going to walk away because I'm not there at all. Blackwing Daniel said he's going solo tonight because Ella. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's just like a lot of echoes of something I already said. You guys are fantastic for that. It makes it better for me so I don't have to say it 20 times over. I appreciate it. I know Joe talks crap about you guys. I love you guys. Joe's just really mean. He doesn't mean it though. Don't worry. When he hits you, he's really mean. He loves you. So moving on. When the Speed Demon did grow, did anybody notice that even though he had the horn on his head, when he went to shoot at Rangers, he would stroke it, and then like it would fire? And I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to phallic symbols, sometimes there's too much. And, there's too much of a good thing, and that definitely felt like that was completely weird. He was like, ha-ha, Rangers, boom, and then he would shoot at them. And I was like, well, this is a kid show. We don't need this on here. It's not what we need to see at all. Maybe we can try to pull that back or not have that happen at all. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Look at me. I'm a man, and that's my penis on my forehead. That's literally what is there. And he would stroke it like this, and then it would light up, and then boom, it would shoot. I'm just telling you guys, if you guys don't know what's going on there, one day you'll grow up and you'll find out what it is to mature in life. Now, when did Delphi or Delphi, whatever her name is, stop doing questions just to do questions? Because she was like, Rangers, listen closely. And then she asked some stupid question about Angel Grove. What would make an angel have to lie or something like that? And they were like, wait, Angel Grove Bluff. Oh, I get it. Oh my gosh. But she says, Rangers, listen closely. And that's one sentence. And then she says the other sentence. Rangers, listen closely is not a question. She's a liar. She's a cheat. She's a charlatan. We need to fire her and make Alpha in charge of everybody. I mean, I would love it. Elle would hate it. But it doesn't matter. Elle's not here today. She doesn't like you guys anymore. So, I mean, that's something you're going to have to talk to her about. She was saying some rude things about a lot of you. Like, man, dude, Thomas Franco, man, there were words she said that I didn't think could come out of her mouth. And Juabak, yeah. This is my first time even seeing her name, but she said some stuff last week that was unacceptable. And that's why we had to tell her to calm down and not be here today. And Jared Hodges, you don't even want to know. Dude, wow. I'm just going to say, you don't want to hear what she rhymed your name with. So, moving on from there, the detonator thing, like I said before, is getting annoying on this episode. And when we go over all that we had to do, ultimately we get to Adam having to save the idiots that wanted to race and fight each other, having a pissing contest. So finally, when we get to that point, and Adam has to save these idiots. They realized that they were wrong. They didn't really want to fight, and they were so happy that it was like, oh, okay, great. Now he's going to be able to take care of us, and everything's great, and everyone's happy, and we're not going to really drag race anymore. I would think that even besides coming close to detonation, you would have already said to yourself, there's no reason for us to race on these bluffs and like play chicken. I don't want to die in the first place. I would have been like, okay, we're only fighting over who's the biggest theater geek. Congratulations, that wants to be you. I actually like women, so I'll be fine, versus you who wants to live alone in obscurity. That would have been fine too. But, hey, you're not going to win a Tony. You're not coming from Angel Grove. So it doesn't really matter. Like, that would have been the thing for me. Just let it go. I want to live life. But I'm glad that in the end we figured out that Adam was able to still save everybody, make everyone happy, and no one died. So with this episode itself, the premise was kind of stupid, but the musical part was interesting. I did like the fighting at the beginning, but then after that, the rest of the episode kind of fizzles out for me, and it usually always fizzles out when it has to deal with the monster. The monster can make or break an episode of Power Rangers Turbo so far. This monster broke this episode. Didn't make it great. Wasn't even fun to really go over. I'm kind of upset and disappointed with this episode. So out of a 5, I'm giving this episode something pretty low, just a 1 and a 2. So it gets a 2 for me on this episode. It could have been better. It could have actually been something that I wanted to see, but I'm definitely giving it 2. I want to know what you guys give this episode. Let me know how you felt about Built for Speed. Maybe you liked it. Maybe you thought, hey, I can't wait for, to see this monster again. Or maybe there were just moments in the episode that shined for you. Let us know exactly what you guys thought, what you liked the episode out of 1 to 5. Let me know. I'm seeing the blur right now who says 1.0, and that's only for Adam's role. I agree with you. This episode wasn't that great. Thomas Franco, thanks for coming through in a clutch, man. He helped me out earlier during this episode when it came to the title. And he said, I give a 1 out of 5. Jared Hodges, I'm sorry. I give it a 1 out of 5. Edward Sanchez, wow. You're picking it up and giving me a 4 out of 5. I'm shocked because, honestly, this episode wasn't that good for me. But, hey, you know what? I'm not the end-all, be-all. Thomas Franco actually gives it a 2.5. Blackwing gives it waiting for TJ and the crew to arrive out of 5. That lets me know it still was a 0. Joe Bach says, I didn't really like it, and that's understandable. I didn't like it either. So we're both in agreement. Let's say you still give it a 2, or do you want to give it something lower? If you give it something lower, you got to let me know. Oh, 0.05 out of 5. It's understandable. See, you guys are not happy with this episode. Neither am I. Now, you can keep giving me your ratings while we're going to move on to the next episode, which it's a Justin episode. It's called Bicycle Built for the Blues. This episode is something I am not happy with. Thank you, Matthew Thompson. I agree with you. I am the end-all, be-all in my own head. No one else will agree with us, but it's okay. We know what's up. I'm always right. So, Bicycle Built for 2. Bicycle Built for the Blues. Poor Justin. It's his birthday today. And Justin is given a birthday gift from Diva Talks. And it happens to be this bicycle. This now, possessed bicycle, in a way. And he gets it from Big Burpa. Now, Big Burpa is an interesting villain because all Big Burpa does is burp. Talks and then burps. Just like those weird old man belches. Like when you're... Josh, every one of those belches where old men do, like when they're at dinner or something, and they're eating, and then they're like, do you want to... like they want to talk to you while they're burping at the same time? It's that kind of belch. That's exactly the kind of belch that you get from Big Burpa. I am not a fan of it. Oh, Cyril Moore. You love Justin episodes. I love your enthusiasm, and I still feel sorry for you because I am not a fan of Justin episodes. I'm glad you're here, though. Shout out to you. But this episode really Come on, Justin is the victim in this episode. If you leave it up to Elle, Elle will tell you we're the victim for even having to watch a Justin episode, because that's how they're not fun at all. And his whole thing about his journey of like riding through as in his adventure after the bike becomes possessed, and he rides through like he rides over cement workers. He's riding through picnics. He's riding on water. I didn't know that this bike had that ability, but all of a sudden now it does. And it was like a bad 80s music video, almost like, get out of my dreams, get into my car. It was like one of those songs should have played while all this was happening. It felt so stupid. Like it's kind of a TV sitcom montage where it's like, oh, it's so stupid, this bike is weird. It felt like that. I was not happy with it. And did anybody notice that the construction worker was actually Edwin Neal? I had to write this down. Now, he was a suit actor, and he was a suit actor that was Lord Zed at one time, and he was also Rygog. But he also portrayed Jasper in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. So that's pretty dope. I had no idea about that. Someone else actually pointed it out to me before I even saw the episode. So I was like, oh, wow, okay. I'll look for it, like an eagle eye kind of whatever. But this episode let me down also in other ways. Tommy's car scene was pretty cool, because immediately I could tell like that was like Saban footage, not Toei footage, meaning it was new, it was current for the time, and they shot it just for that. Cool thing is that this episode marks the only appearance in the series, and final overall, that we even get the Turbo Zord in its like car form. We never usually get it in its car form. This is the only time we are going to see it. And my biggest problem with this episode was Tommy trying to stop Justin from like riding off and everything, and then he starts saying, Justin says a brilliant idea of shoot out the tires. Guys, I don't care who you are, but you have a Power Ranger like galactic supercharged saber gun thing. This thing is not like bullets. It's a laser that shoots out, and it's a laser that can pretty much shoot a hole through a putty. Okay, if that can happen, you don't want to shoot at the tires of a bike, because if you happen to make a bump, there goes Justin's leg, there goes Justin's foot, or everything may explode. And sure enough, he shoots at it, sparks are coming out, and he's like, well, that plan didn't work. No plan was going to work. Just go ahead and kind of stop the bad guy, stop the detonator like you have to, and everything will be fine. This episode was something that I was not happy with. I did not like. I'm not a Justin fan, and they're working so hard to push Justin like, oh, you gotta love him. Oh, we're gonna give him this big pop, and you're gonna then go on and on about it. And the thing is, it's just, no. What were you guys trying to do? You tried to sometimes make him mirror Tommy in so many ways. This was the only episode that I felt you guys turned away from trying to mirror Tommy by giving Justin an actual father. At the end of the episode, which he was not there at any time prior, he shows up at the last minute. He wasn't there when his son was riding through the city and people were reports of, oh, this kid is riding through the city on this bike and he's almost died 20 times. No one says anything about that. The only time they say anything about it, and oh my God, watch out, this is happening to Justin, is right at the end. His father comes up and says, hey, yeah, I wouldn't miss your birthday for anything. He still hasn't heard that he is a horrible father and neglects his child, so much so that the child has to hang out with other adults and is out all to hours of the night and has been on boats in Australia and blah, blah, and you have no idea what your child does in his life. I don't understand why you're even there. He's a bad father. But then again, he looks to Tommy as a father figure, and that's one of the worst things you can do. Tommy is always late for everything, doesn't know what's going on, and still has a little bit of evil inside of him. We all know it. So why would you even think about, like, oh, looking at him for the father figure? Well, if you have a bad father figure, what else are you going to do? So I guess that's how you have to see it. I just wish that with Justin, they worked a little bit harder on developing him as a character that I wanted to watch, I wanted to see, instead of just this annoying kid that's kind of like really impetulant. He does whatever he wants all the time. He's always never happy because he's never getting his way. Oh, it's my birthday and nobody remembered. And these are my real friends. I should have just hung out with my real friends. Yeah, you should. P.S. These guys are 18, 19, or whatever. You know what you are? Like, what, 10 or 12? You don't need to hang out with them. You two aren't connected in that way. Why is everyone calming down? What is happening in the chat room right now? Oh my god. Big Bad Beetleborgs! Oh my god, I have to talk about that right now! Like, you guys are really going off on it. Just calm down a bit. Chill, guys. Calmate, as some people say. I don't know. I know. I start talking about Justin, everybody starts to lose their shit. Trust me. It's not my fault that we can't hate Cat today. But this was an episode that pretty much barely had Cat at all. We were too busy trying to hate Justin. And isn't that the point of Power Rangers Turbo? To make sure that we hate Justin? The guy's really just a tool. No one likes him. And we all think that he should have died a long time ago. So, that's today's episode of Retro Ranger Wrap-Up. And tune in next time for hour 2 of my Can't Stand Justin speech. It's one for the ages. No, but thank you guys for watching. I want to know what you guys still thought about this episode. Give us your ratings, and while you give us your ratings, I'll just kind of fill in some time by telling you how much I still hate Justin. I don't think he's a good character. I don't think that he's one that we should even include within the show. I get how we've had young characters that put on the mantle of someone bigger. I'm seeing in the chat, Batman Beyond. Terry McGinnis is a good option for a young person who takes on the mantle of someone that's higher. If you even want to think about it in other pieces like Marvel, I mean, sure, Cap had to leave because he was old and dying, the serum was running him out, and he gave it to someone else, you know, and it was like he gave it to Falcon. He told Falcon, now you're Cap. It's another example of a younger person taking in the shoes, stepping into the shoes of someone older, their mentor. But here on Power Rangers, it didn't work out well. And I know they wanted us to remember that, hey, anyone could be a Ranger, and that's really what he stands for. I love the idea. But unfortunately, your approach was poor, and your plan was poorly executed. It wasn't something that anyone was going to say, yes, I liked, yes, I want to see more of. In fact, people hated him even more. There are moments now where people still say, oh, wow, yeah, oh, man, you're so cool, I hated your character. I love his character for what he stood for, and I love the fact that he came into work every day and did his job, and did it with love. That's the thing I like. I don't like how they wrote his character, or how they treated him, or how they developed him. That's what I don't like. Now, let's see what you guys have to say about it. All right. Blackwing, a hardcore 0 for me. I despise the episode so much. Oh, wow. Juapak says, I kind of like the episode. You said that last time. Are you just typing the same thing over and over? If you are, let me know. If you're having a stroke, you can call someone. Let me see. The Blur says, this was great. I gave it a 0. And... let me see. Jared Hodges, I give it a 1. Samantha's still telling everyone to calm down. That's good, Samantha. I think it's good to tell people to calm down every once in a while. You know, you make them feel like they're important, and then also kind of, dissuade or gaslight them. Make them always think they have a problem. Recast Justin with Warren the Bully or Sean from Zeo. That was something that Johnny said not that long ago. And I was thinking, you know what? That's what we should do. And in my mind, I'm going to try to imagine it from now on. But then the thing is, they still wrote him like a douche. So that's the only problem there. Matthew Thompson. Blake is always telling me how he wants to collab with THS more. So can't totally hate him. Oh, no. Don't hate Blake. Once again, I don't like what they did with the character. I don't like the way they wrote the character. I love the fact that he came in every day and dedicated himself to whatever they put on paper and trusted the process. I love Blake. I hated what they did to his character. In fact, I would love to have something where it says #justice for Blake, because he needs to have a kind of reintroduction into the series so people could say, oh, shoot, now he's done something. We should want to find out, hey, where is Justin now? And why isn't he part of whatever team and this and that? He's old enough to be now. And I think he would actually be a leader. It would be a great series to see. And I think hopefully I can try to figure out a storyline that we can write him into for, Cosmic Protectors. And if you guys don't know about Cosmic Protectors, it's a big thing that we are doing, and it's a Patreon option that we are putting out here for you. It's an Illuminati production, and what it is, it's an audio drama. It's a motion comic. It is a fan film. All of those things wrapped into one. And you guys can all be part of it. You can jump onto the Patreon, and once you become a patron, you're able to give so that we can make this bigger, better, and just amazing. We have different tiers already set up, and soon we'll be announcing exactly what those tiers are according to what you do have. We'll probably even shoot out a video to you guys and give you a lot of behind the scenes looks at Cosmic Protectors. It's going to be something amazing. It's so good that other Rangers, actual Rangers, are already going on and doing voiceover work so that they can be in it with us. So if Rangers want to be in it, you guys definitely want to go ahead and check it out and be part of it too. Let's expand the Power Rangers mythos together. Let's make something as fans. Let Hasbro know that we do love the franchise. We like what they're doing, and we have room for expansion. So that's what we're trying to do here. Let's shake some things up. Let's make some things good. So please hit us up and let us know that you guys are big fans of the, once again, Cosmic Protectors. Josh, could you put in the link in there if you got it, so you guys can check that out? Definitely, I would love it. You have your Morpher, Dan. Yes, you are going to love it. I don't know if it's a Morpher. Maybe it's a Qtama. I don't know. Who knows? But that's something that we'll be introducing you to. As you guys see, the link is right there on the page. Please head over to it. Cosmic Protectors is going to be huge. You'll be able to even get free cells of like art stuff that we've done for it. You'll get behind the scenes access, seeing us doing voiceover sessions. You'll actually see us sometimes at an actual table read. You'll be privy to that. Stuff that most people don't get. And you're actually able to learn the process of creating a comic. It's not as simple as you guys think. There's writers, it's just like a television show. There's writers, there's blocking that needs to be done. We have to find, then after that, letterers, colors, and all these things. And last but not least, we have to still make sure the script is good if we're going to do this for a voiceover kind of option. So there's much work that goes into it, and we want to make sure to let you guys in on it at the ground level. So head over to that link, check it out. And with that, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. My name's Daniel. You can find me on Instagram at Battlestar Galactica. You can also find me here every Sunday at 5 p.m. for this show, Retro Ranger Wrap Up. Usually I'm here with Elle. Please check her out at ELLE.TEALT on Instagram as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's keep up to date with everything trending in geek pop culture.